soul can, like Betty Boo can do. This little miss will never miss a chance to hold to me. And anytime and anywhere you can hear this lady crooning. An auto horn can go, but an auto horn can, like Betty Boo can do. Made of petting, she can win you with a wink. Ain't she cute? Sweet Betty.
Betty Boop! Send her in! Aye. Lights out. Howdy ho! Walk this way.
Okay.
Be seated.
Thank you.
Hocus pocus, ibbity bibbity, sibbity sam. Concentrate. I will now bear the naked truth of your baby days. I now see you on a steamer bound for a foreign land.
Is there anyone here?
No!
Oh. Excuse me. All by myself in the morning. All by myself in the night. I am alone, not a single soul is near. So unhappy. Dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. All by myself. Hurry up, quick! My hero!
Betty!
Bimbo!
Bunko!
Stop!
up, cyberspace cadets, cyber fan bots, and all you awesome people out there? It's all right, prostate. You know what that means? It's Sunday, and it's time for some ice cream. And you know, I call it ice cream because most people see ice cream as a treat. All right, I say this every show, and to me, a treat is I just love talking to people, man. It's fun. I love to hang out, shoot the shit, as they say, and hopefully learn some more about these people that I bump into on this here YouTube thing. Sometimes they're chat rats, and sometimes they're content creators, like today's guest. Blind Girl's been out there. She's been putting the news out for a couple years now. I think I met her back in a couple, maybe 2 years ago. I think we streamed a couple of times, but not a lot. So I decided to ask her what's going on, and she said she'd do the show, and I said, hell yeah, let's do it. And here she is. Hello. You broke off towards the end there. Oh no. Hello.
Uh-oh. Hello.
There you go. All right, we can hear you now.
I break everything.
Well, it was weird, man. This morning, my damn cable company decided to scare the shit out of me by killing my internet 3 times. So, but it's been fine ever since I called them and dropped the complaint. So, how you doing today?
All right.
I'm doing great. I'm in Canada and there's no snow, so it's good.
Nice. And I want to thank. I just got $5 from Big Dro. Donates. It says, I like ice cream. It's usually creamy, soft, and white. I love it when the white stuff melts in my mouth. Big Dro. That sounds like a problem.
Ew.
You know what I'm saying? That sounds like a you problem, dude. But hey, to each his own. That's what I'm saying. And it's Pride Month. So, sit up, show up. Say hey to Becca Fairley. What up? Say hey to chat before we get rolling here. Spittle Buggies has been hanging since the very beginning, like 2 hours before the show started up. So, hey, Spittle. Hope you're doing okay. People at Twitch, say hi. Boom. People at DLive, hi. People at Trovo, hi. And people on Facebook, hi. All right, so I'm saying hey to everybody. But we're going to individualize. We got Pumpkin Trucker, of course. He's fam to the one and only Blonde Girl, yes?
Yep, he's my co-host.
That's right. And let's see, Mac Pete.
Hi, Pete.
Also knows Peter. I know him. And let's see, who else? We got Sir Adamantine. What's up, man? Mr. Misanthropic. Okay. We'll talk about him in a little bit. All right. Just saying. And if I know you and you're gray, you shouldn't be. And let's see. I'm sorry. I'm kind of delaying here. I'm trying not to. I was so caffeinated for the Drone Tech show that I literally got through like the first 10 minutes in 3 minutes. So, and so I had to slow this shit down. Everybody says, slow down. All right, slow down. Okay. So, yeah, Sir Adamantine, I salute you, sir. Pumpkin Trucker, you should be blue now. Arms Killer, you too. You should be blue as well. I said hey to Becca. One and only Becker.
Red Feather.
Becker.
Hi.
Hey. Madness, what's up? Cryptic, holy shit, man! I salute you. It's been a while, and it's glad. It's an honor to have you in my chat. All right, we got. Let's see. I said hey to Madness, and he will ask us about Barbara Horvath later. I know this man. All right, another one. Damn. All right, people throwing me money. Big Dro donates 5 again. Ooh, Big Dro. Sounds more like Big Doe to me, right? Like Big Donator. It's like. I like it when there are 2 fingers shoved in my prostate. I mean, and sometimes I get irated. Okay. You know what? I'm not going to comment. You're going to hear Uzi laugh in a minute.
Degenerate.
There's Uzi is degenerate too, so she'll laugh at that shit. All right, so man, cartoons from the 30s were wild. Yeah, man, I love that Betty Boop shit, man. That is so good, and it's so nice to find like public domain stuff that's actually entertaining. You can tell that they took a painstaking attention to detail and stuff. So, and it all kind of comes full right. Big Dro, that's not me. What do you mean, Big Dro?
Is Big Dro. Don't even.
Well, Mr. Goatman says, hey, you know what? That means we've been blessed by the goat. And once we're blessed by the goat, that means we can go in the dog and cat room where the real action is, where it takes a second for the apps to pick up everything. OBS is a work in progress, and Streamlabs OBS is a overpriced work in progress. I don't know how to say that. BP, what's up, girl? See you in there. And let's see, Johnny Hellcat joining us. Arms Killer. I said hey. I think I got everybody for now. So just sit back, fam. We're gonna talk to this here BG, and we're gonna hang and do the thing. All right. So if you haven't done this show, what we do is I'll start at YouTube and start asking some questions. I've got some questions written down here. And chat, if you've got any questions for Blind Girl, please write them down, jot them down, and have them handy. And towards the end of the show, I'll open up the floor and let y'all do that. And speaking of, all right, in 2 weeks for show 150, it's going to be Ask IRATE Anything, and it's going to be pretty much me and Uzi hanging out, having an open house with former. You have to be a former guest on this show, and you can come in and ask me 2 questions. So that's the way we're going to set that up. I'm kind of, I don't know. I was real hesitant about it at first because I don't know. It just sounded cringy to me, and I just said. And everybody kept saying, that's a good idea. It's a good idea. So I'm going to do it. I think it's a good idea too now. I just had to let it marinate in my head. All right. Jesus donates $3 and says, Big Dro, call me. Blind Girl, you're on your own. Okay, Jesus. You mean motherfucker. That's just mean. The Jesus I know is nicer than that.
I'm gonna warn you, Big Dro likes to make me say ew a lot.
Okay.
So that's gonna be the thing. They're gonna just keep getting grosser and grosser just to hear me say ew.
Ew.
Hi, Chuck Logic.
Well, everybody knows that it'll never get weird or gross enough for me. So that's just how I roll, man. All right, so Miss Blind Girl. All right. I'm like I said, we're going to start at YouTube. I've got some questions, and I always ask everybody pretty much the same. There's like a backbone of questions, and if we want to go off on a tangent, it's kind of like jazz music. It's almost like we've talked about Frank Zappa, you and I have before, and a lot of his stuff would be like, he would have a basic form to the song written out, but there would be, all this room for improvisation and, go off on tangents and stuff musically, and then, bring it back. And I kind of like to do that. I kind of like to do a jazz interview show, so little improvs here and there, and it'll all tie together. And that's what I love, because everybody's different, and everybody answers the questions differently. And so every show's unique in that way, I think. All right. It's as unique. Yeah. It's as unique as the person I'm talking to. And that's what this show's all about. This show's all about you. All right. And on that note, I'm going to ask you, how long have you been on YouTube, and what was your main reason that you decided to come to YouTube?
I've been on YouTube 4 years this January.
Okay.
I am mostly a political girl. I never used to be. I used to be politically oblivious. And then my brother SOCMED got me into this weird skeptics thing, because he was going through the skeptics phase.
Right.
And I found Armored Skeptic.
Mm.
And then he was making fun of Bering, so I found Bering. And then I found Sir Sick. And then I found Sinatra. And then I found Ben Shapiro. And then I found Jordan Peterson. And after sitting there just getting a little more gurry, I'm like, you know what? I might as well just join the wave. Because I'm a conservatarian. I'm more conservative than libertarian.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of things that the culture war and all that just started to drive me crazy. And so I thought, you know what? I might as well just do a political news show where I have like libertarians and lefties and liberals and everybody, and we all just read news stories and then say what we think about it.
Right. And that's what the blind trucking show that you have every. How often do you guys get together and do that show?
It used to be Monday to Friday, but then I had to pull it back because this COVID thing was just taking over everything. So I did it Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 7 to 9. And then it left kind of open room to do some gaming streams on the days that we don't do anything.
Nice.
Yeah.
And so, all right, so what made you decide to start streaming though? What was the one thing? Was there any like specific event?
I think it had to be the drag kids.
Yeah,
because I'm a mom of a nonverbal autistic, and there was a lot of people in the autistic community starting to talk about how a lot of the therapy for autism is child abuse, which isn't true at all. And then they were talking about how you should let them just be neurodiverse on the spectrum. And then there were these drag kids, and I'm like, whoa. Most of the time, I'm of the impression that if this doesn't affect me, do what you want. But now I have kids and this affects me. So I guess I should go online and get angry.
Right. All right. And Big Dro once again donates $5 and says, "What's gross about using blood as lube?"
Ew.
That's a good question. I mean, a few broken blood vessels isn't such a bad thing. Not on white sheets. Yeah, I agree. I can't disagree with that. Yeah, it's pretty wild shit.
In the butt, you're always gonna get bloody lube, so just therapy, buddy. Therapy.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know about that. I can't go that far. Yeah. So yeah, with Zappa in mind, we're gonna have a lot of poop shoot jokes, as they say. You ever heard that song, "Broken Hearts Are for Assholes"?
Yep.
Ram it up your poop chute. Yes, that's right. All right, I'm going to move on. Man, that's what I love. One of my favorite things. See, that what drew me to Zappa and to George Carlin is what drew me to YouTube, right?
George Carlin. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
he was another goodie.
Yeah, exactly. They both weren't afraid to breach any subject. I mean, if you listen to that whole Barking Pumpkin era of Zappa, he touches on everything and he insults everybody. Everything from Catholicism to anal sex. He it's on the table. And that's what I loved about Zappa. So it is what it is. And I appreciate the donations, man. You're awesome. I really do, man. It's like, I'm not going to go into personal shit, but anyway, it's gratefully appreciated and accepted. Thank you. All right. So what's behind the whole blind girl persona, and how much of what people experience of you on YouTube is the real you?
All of it. My avatar, my little brother made for me. I'm like, make me an avatar that's worthy of your big pain in the ass sister. So he put blind girl sick of stupid shit, and I went, perfect. That's just perfect, bro. I could have said it better, just sick of stupid shit, because common sense is like the last frontier.
Indeed. Let's see. All right. So talk about your persona. Your name is Blind Girl. Talk about how that fits into this whole picture. To use visual metaphors.
6 years ago. Yeah.
What?
Well, I went blind 6 years ago, so I'm blind.
Okay. What happened?
And I couldn't think of a cool name.
Well, all right. So do you want to talk about that?
Sure.
Okay.
So I'm a type 1 diabetic, and I had an unexpected pregnancy with twins, and the doctors were like, you are not strong enough to have these babies, abort them. And I'm a pro-lifer. So I said, challenge accepted. And the result of having the twins at 24 weeks, mind you, was kidney failure and blindness.
Holy smokes.
And I would do it again in a heartbeat.
You know, and most parents always answer like that, but that's a hell of a sacrifice you made for your children. That's, you know, and all right. So what we'll do is I'll start at my favorite question to ask everybody: is there a food from your childhood that you hated, but now as an adult you actually love it or like it? Not love it, not necessarily.
Well, if there's one from my childhood that I hated and I like now, because I was a weird kid and I liked Brussels sprouts as a kid. But there is a food from my childhood that I used to love and I now hate.
Okay. What would that be?
Pizza.
Pizza. Interesting. How did you lose your taste for pizza?
My son. So my autistic boy is obsessed with pizza. And Mr. Cryptic in your chat keeps giving him pizza. So I hate pizza so much.
That's crazy. Holy moly. It's yeah. So that's sad though. But I totally understand it. Pizza is like what some people call pizza is not pizza. I'll just say that. Let's see.
Skittles.
All right, so you are using one word. How would you describe your family growing up?
Dysfunctional.
All right. How many kids are?
There were 3 of us. And as Mr. Misanthropic puts it, I have more daddy issues than a stripper.
Okay. Well, you want to touch on that? What does he mean by that?
Dad is on wife number 4, and he's a piece of crap. So I have more daddy issues than a stripper.
Well, we won't even talk about what today is then. All right, we're going to celebrate you, okay? Oh, I forgot to ask the blind thing. All right, so what's your hot take on what is her name? Molly
Burke?
Marley Burke, yes.
Molly Burke, I think she's pretty cool for what she does. Although when I first started my channel, she used to piss me off because whenever I'd be like, just search my channel, poof, Molly Burke would be there. And I'm like, damn it. I can't, nobody can search my channel because Molly Burke is there.
Yeah. I just, I don't know, man. She kind of hits me sideways. I don't know how to take it. You know what I'm saying? But,
yeah, she's, like I said, she's interesting for what she does, but I don't really watch her things, more or less, just because I can't relate.
Yeah, I'm not into that type of YouTubing either. I understand what you're saying. All right, so who would you say is your most influential person from your childhood?
Most influential person from my childhood? Alistair Kay. He was one of the world's best tromboners at the time. He made this really awesome trombone, and I was a musician, and I really just liked the fact that he could hit all the high notes on the trombone.
Nice.
He was like my big influencer.
Yeah, so you have to have pitch. You have to have really good ears to be able to play trombone. I got a buddy that's a trombone brain, and you know, it's like playing a fretless bass. You have to know exactly where to go with those notes. It's really,
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So, and what kind of kid were you?
I was get into everything, do everything, and talk back to everyone kind of child. Literally.
When did you get into the musical instruments?
My parents started me in piano when I was 3.5, 4 years old. They put me in Royal Conservatory. I won a lot of trophies and a lot of medals, and they used to show me off. And Royal Conservatory piano is one of those things where they make you curtsy perfect. Like, learn to curtsy. And at their festivals, they would call out everything you did wrong. And after you were done playing your piece, nobody was allowed to clap. It was just unbearable. And I'm like, at 14, I couldn't do it anymore. I went to my grandpa's house and I said, Grandpa, give me your guitar and show me how to play. And he went, okay. And then I went to high school and I learned brass stuff and I kind of branched out, but my parents never really forgave me because they put a lot of money into me winning trophies and being the trophy kid. And I decided I was going to turn into a grunger. with like the Nirvana stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so kind of a rebellious kind of thing, right?
Yep, and then my brother got me into Howlin' Wolf.
Talk about Howlin' Wolf.
I love Howlin' Wolf. He would play 300 pounds of A Heavenly Joy. and I would be singing it in his car, and just to annoy me, he'd roll down the windows and start slowing his car down so people could hear me singing 300 pounds of Heavenly Joy in his car.
That sounds funny, man. So all right, so what was elementary and middle school like, away from the piano stuff?
I was the smart kid, unfortunately. I was the smart kid that nobody understood, so I was like the loser kid that nobody was a friend to, but they tried to move me up 2 grades. And so I was just too darn intelligent for my own good, so I would talk back to my parents all the time. Like, they would say, clean your room, you're not going to get dinner. And I'd be like, the state of my room has nothing to do with food. Why are these connected? And they'd be like, oh my God, just go do it. and so I would drive everybody crazy with tattling on people because I was the goody two-shoes girl. And I would never study and get 90% on everything. And my dad was like, it's never about the grade. It's about the amount of effort you put into getting it. He's like, I'm like, but Dad, I get high grades. Like, an Asian family would love me. So why do you care? And he goes, because I know you put no effort into it. He's like, I would rather you put a whole bunch of effort and get a 60% than no effort and get 90%. And I'm like, well, I think you'll find that if you want me to go to a good college, you kind of care about that 90%. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'd just walk away, and they would just slap their faces like, why?
Man. All right. Let's see. All right. So what about, is there a holiday or time of year that's your favorite? It holds special meaning?
All of them with food. So Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, all of the ones with food. I kind of love food.
Okay.
I mean, I love family time too, but I love the food part of it all because you're all sitting there and people are eating, so they're not fighting with each other anymore. So you get like that 5 minutes where everybody can actually be in the same room.
Right.
And nothing terrible is happening. But then when the first person finishes their food, then you're gonna run away. So.
And once again, Big Dro donates 5 and says, speaking of spit, I like the word roast also. Imagine a combo of words like that could be good for me. Spit roast. Roasting on the spit. I'm not sure I understand, but hey, it's not my job to understand shit. It's a higher paid scale, especially when, I don't know. Anyway, Boom, boom, boom. All right. So, you said you were kind of a precocious kid. So what was that like, growing up as being the, or not precocious, but kind of like, it sounds like you were really goal focused, right? And all right, so how did when did you discover that you were a type 1 diabetic?
14.
And was there like a specific incident that happened, or was it just the doc said, "Oh shit, look, your blood work here"?
Well, my grade 8 grad trip, something really totally embarrassing happens when you're 14 and you find out you've just wet the bed. You might as well just crawl into a hole and die right there. And I was just drinking everything and peeing constantly. So I went home and my parents were like, maybe you're just dehydrated. So they bought me like a case of Gatorade, which just made it worse. After a month of that, my eyes started to go. So they took me to an eye doctor, and the eye doctor's like, there's a lot of sugar in front of her eyes. I think maybe you should get her to do some blood work. So we went and did blood work, and we got a call back an hour later. And they were like, you need to get her to Chio in the city, which is 45 minutes away. And by the time I got in there, I had an extra large Coke and a McDonald's Happy Meal. And the doctor just screamed at my parents, what did I tell you about being a diabetic? And that's how we found out I was a diabetic.
Man. So up until then, so all right. What was the most, what would you say is the dumbest or most dangerous thing you did as a kid?
Okay, it's tied between bungee jumping, which I wasn't old enough to do bungee jumping, but I showed the guy my titties so he could say I was 18.
Okay.
Or trying to ride a metal ironing board down a large set of concrete stairs.
See, I've done that. So, did you get hurt? Did you like get stitches because of that?
No, luckily we were good. I learned to keep my hand on the bar, so when it dropped, I just had a really thick bruise on the side of my leg.
Oh,
and
not
my
me,
dad's
man.
like, where'd you get that?
I'd split my head open. Oh wow, anal prober. I got it. Anal prober. I get it. Anal prober donates $50. Thank you. Oh, woo! Sorry.
Oh, it's all good.
But I feel obligated, man, when awesome people like that just are sweet and donate that stuff. I don't know what to say. Anyway, it's not about me, it's about you, right? If you could go back in time and talk to a little blonde girl at the age of 8, what would you say to her?
It's not about being cool. It's about how confident you fake yourself.
Right, kind of a fake it till you make it kind of thing.
Yeah, I used to always sit there and go, what does it mean to be cool? I don't understand this cool thing. And if I had just stopped thinking for 2 seconds and just had some confidence, would have been a better idea.
That makes a lot of sense. All right, so let's see. What about so describe the first time you played doctor.
The first time I played doctor. My little brother stupidly came home with frostbite all over his hands, him and his buddy, and my stepmother wasn't home, and I'm like, uh-oh, what do I do? So I turned on the gas stove and got them to put their hands over it. Not a good idea.
Oh, wow. All right. What about, all right, so I was kind of going in God, another donation. This is crazy. Big Dro donates $3 and says, I make sure to keep my hands on my bar. Well, until it gets slippery. And then I take a nap.
Ew.
Indeed. Nice. Big Dro, man. I feel you, man. It's like, Yeah, it never gets weird enough for me, man. Though you keep throwing those curveballs. Get as weird as you want to, dude. Because I can accept that. All right. Well, so what I meant really, when was the first time you were like noticed you were sexually attracted to boys? Or that,
Oh, that kind of okay. Okay. So caveat: I'm kind of a vanilla prude. So if you're gonna throw that at me, just be a little more raunchy, or else it's gonna go no.
Okay. No, I get you. That's cool.
I would say 19, because before that, my motto was boys smell, throw mints at them.
Okay. And,
so 19.
Yeah, and what about the first time you were like with a boy physically? What was that like?
First time I was with a boy physically was 19, although I didn't go past any vanilla stuff until 21.
I got you. So it's like first base kind of stuff, right?
Pretty much, just stuck on first base. And most dudes were like, oh my God, seriously? Give me some sugar. And I'm like, are we married? Then no. And they're like, oh, you're one of those. And I'm like, yeah. And then I gave up.
Yeah.
And sorry for the dogs barking.
Give me some sugar. Yeah. I like that quote from the Bruce Campbell movie, Army of the Dead. Army of Darkness. That's it. Army of Darkness. I couldn't think of it for some reason. That's a sin. All right. So what about the first time you got shit faced or high? Hey, Jen.
Oh, hey. Jen. Let's see. High. That was 15. I did it once. I hated how it felt, so I just went, whatever. Shit faced. I was 27. And that's how I got pregnant with my son. Haha.
Yeah. Was it weed or alcohol?
It was alcohol. Tequila, actually. I was trying to drink my friend under the table with tequila, and the next day the condom fell out of my crotch in the shower because the guy had a really teeny tiny thingy, but decided buying a bigger condom might make me think it was bigger. I was already shit-faced to it, so it didn't really matter what size it was, but I put on the condom in the shower the next day. So then, a month later, I called him back and I said, hey, I just met you, and this is crazy, but I'm so pregnant. It's your baby!
So how did that go?
Well, he was French, and he thought my tact was a little... And he was also 24. And he's like, I don't want kids.
Was he French or was he Quebecois French?
Oh, French, Canadian, Quebecois, French. So in other words is, you know how the Scottish kind of bastardized English?
Yeah.
Quebecois is like the Scottish of English.
I got you. Oh, Big Joe donates another $5. I can unhinge my lower jaw. Imagine the kind of things I can deep throat. Maybe 3 sausages at a time. Okay. Yeah. Why would you want to do that? I'm just saying.
Ew.
You know what I'm saying? So you could probably make a good living of gay porn though. There's that. Okay. Moving on.
Okay, you know what, Jen? You're a dirty Albertan, okay? Bite me.
Bite me. That's right. That's funny, isn't it? Oh my God. All right. So, let's see. All right. Question wise, we're at the, all right. So we're kind of shifting into aesthetics and stuff, right? All right. So what was the first non-classical recorded album you bought?
Non-classical recorded album. Well, I had Nirvana on tape. Never mind.
Mm-hmm.
And then on CD, embarrassingly enough, it was the Spice Girls.
So, all right. So, when you play, so what? You said that the Nirvana made you want to play guitar. So how did that go?
It went well, only because the Nirvana stuff sounded easy to play until you really kind of notice that the harmonies in it are very specifically placed.
Mm-hmm. Deceptively simple sounding, isn't it?
Yes, it is, until you actually get into it, and then you realize there might have been something a little bit more going off than just, some dumbass on drugs.
Well, all right, so a great example is Smells Like Teen Spirit, where he's like, that one part is a boom, 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 and he's just hitting that 2 notes, man, and letting it ring, and sings the melody over that. And it's almost genius.
Yep.
Yeah, I love that stuff. I could talk all day about music. But we're to talk about you. So, all right. So you learned to play guitar. What you said you can play bass. What else?
Mm-hmm. I can play guitar, bass. I know a bit of drums. Actually, on my channel, I used to have my band demos play before. I spilled coffee on my laptop, and now I gotta make a new intro tune. But yeah, I've played all of those kinds of instruments, and then in band, I was they used to call me the switchy chair girl, because one song I'd be down there playing trombone, and then the next song I'd be back in the timpani with all of the other percussion instruments, and then another song I'd be running down to grab the flute and start playing that. And they used to always say, why do you play so many instruments? And I'm like, because I've been reading music since I was 4, and one instrument is just too boring for me. Gotcha.
Well, that kind of makes sense. You kind of want to mix things up and take a different approach. Different mechanics to each instrument. It's pretty cool. That's a good talent. That's a very specific talent that not a lot of people have. It's awesome. All right, so music-wise, what's your guilty pleasure? You said Spice Girls, but what?
That was my teenage pleasure. Let's see, guilty pleasure. Right now, I'm into Black Hat Bones, but they're more of an indie band on the internet that probably nobody has heard of.
Spell it.
Black Hat Bones.
All right, Black Hat Phones.
Black Hat Bones.
That's a cool name, man. I like that, actually.
Yeah, I actually bought a black fedora just because I like Black Hat Bones.
Cool, man. What was it he said? Dang it. Arms Killer. Was it Arms Killer? No, it was Pumpkin Trucker. Nirvana, the band that went out with a bang.
Oh, Trucker.
Nice one, dude. I must tally. Winter, chicken dinner. That's the best burn I've heard all year long, actually. So I'm giving that to you, bro. All right, so we're boom. All right. What about high school? What was that like for you? All right. So at the age of 14, you find out that you're a type 1 diabetic, and did that play into your high school or what?
Yeah, I got sick a lot, and so I had to take grade 10 math 3 times. And I'm like, I'm never going to get out of high school. Ever. Again. But then, at the exact same time, if there was, like, something that wasn't really keeping my interest, I'd be like, oh, teacher source, I'm having a low blood sugar right now. Can I go and get a cookie from the cafeteria? Whoop! Gone. So, yeah, high school was very interesting. I wouldn't say I was the best kid.
Right. All right. Do you plan on going to your 20-year class reunion?
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
I live in a small town where we are the capital city of teenage pregnancy and drunk drivers. So no.
That sounds like Alabama, actually. That's where I live. So yeah.
We actually have Oprah's new movie is filming in my town right now.
Oh wow.
Because apparently they think our town looks like Georgia.
They do that, don't they?
Except we have no people of color here, and suddenly they're everywhere, and people are like, "Where did they come from?"
Probably the United States.
Probably.
Right.
Just imported them.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, your autograph? He didn't actually know skin was a different color.
All right, talk about, all right, so what about relationships, boyfriends and stuff? You talked about, you got pregnant. So what was your relationship with him like?
It was difficult because I was the kind of person that says, okay, let's try to make it work for the kid. Which, when you have no rapport, you have nothing really in common, and they're French on top of that, trying to stay together for a kid, not the easiest thing to do.
No shit.
So after 2 years of that, we split. And then some other misfortune happened, and I got pregnant with the twins, and I was hospitalized for the whole pregnancy. Yeah. I had terrible times with relationships up until now.
Right. All right. So talk about that. All right. So you're currently in a relationship with Mr. Misanthropic. You said he was what?
Well, you see, he's going to say Twizzlers if I say he's my beautiful fiance and we're going to get married and stay together forever and ever and wait for the Twizzlers.
What does Twizzlers mean?
That is his safe word.
Oh, it's a new. I thought it was some kind of newfangled youngin' term that y'all use.
So whenever I get mushy or lovey with him, he says Twizzlers because he's got trust issues. But just last week, he sent me a big bouquet of flowers with a little teddy bear.
Oh, that's darling. That's sweet.
It was. And they're still like blooming. They're still really nice. Like the lilies just bloomed, and it was wonderful. Twizzlers, all of the Twizzlers. But yeah, he's really thoughtful like that.
Right, and I did want to touch a little bit. All right, so you have what's known as sighted blindness, right? Talk about that, because people don't understand that not all people who are legally blind are see black, all the time.
True. I actually do mostly see black. I have 2% vision. The black is because of hemorrhaging in my eyes. So it just bled all over the place, and the scar tissue is there, so I can't see through it. But what's very unique about my kind of blindness is because I've only been blind for 6 years, I have all the muscle memory. And in certain instances, my brain can see, but I cannot. It cannot put things into visuals. So my eye doctor one day raised his hand, and I raised mine, and we shook hands, and I went, wait a minute, what the? And he's like, I knew it. And I'm like, you knew what? He's like, your brain can still see. It's just not turning it into visuals.
Data,
and I'm like, okay, so what does that mean? He's like, nothing, but it's cool, isn't
it? Okay, thanks, Doc. Yeah, I wouldn't know how to take that either. All right, Duck Dog. What did Duck Dog said? He said something that got my attention earlier. Let me go.
It's firmly tiger country here.
Oh, yeah. It was talking about Bama fan stuff. Finally met the Bama fan. Auburn. Yeah, from my hometown. I should have closed the door on him. He's from Auburn. Are you from Auburn? What did you just say? I'm sorry.
Oh, he just, Duck Dog says, it's firmly tiger country here, Clemson or Auburn.
Oh, understood, man. Understood. Well, you know me. I'm down with saving in the process. Just saying. Hey, what, 17 national championships? Yeah. Nothing
Not
to,
hockey, so I wouldn't know.
nothing to sneeze at. Nothing to sneeze at. Those are the legit ones, right? Those are the ones that everybody has to count because there's a record.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's more. There's more. Bama's known for its winning anyway. Right? It's like you know, it's in Canada up there. It's a hockey thing, and they don't do hockey down here. You know why?
Why?
No, I am. The last time it snowed here, was probably 1992. When the last time we got good snow, like 7 inches, a nice blanket, and so we get like maybe a half inch, and the city shuts down for 2 days and shit. Because that's Alabama. That's the way we do it. All right. So what I want to do here is kind of shift gears and talk about some more aesthetic stuff. Like, do you watch a lot of horror films? Are you a fan of horror or true crime or anything like that?
I used to throw up every time my brother would watch horror films, but now that I'm blind, I can watch them all I want.
Oh yeah? Have you got a favorite director?
The gore used to make me puke.
I bet.
Favorite director? I'm with my brother on the Wes Craven thing. Is it Wes Craven?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. My big brother is like my mentor for all things cool.
I got you. That makes sense. Kind of a good guide there. So what about books? What kind of books do you like?
I used to read a lot of R.A. Salvatore books. Now,
explain that a little bit. What is that?
Oh, the nerdy Forgotten Realms stuff, fantasy books, elves, dwarves stuff, like weird things, that geeky, nerdy stuff that one does not admit to in public.
Okay. fair enough. Fair enough.
D&D, okay, I'm sorry, I have dice.
Do you play D&D? Are you a gamer?
Sort of, yeah. It's
my
first D&D character. I apparently, according to Mr. Misanthropic, a druid is a furry, which I found out after I made the character.
A druid's a furry? That's the first time hearing this shit. All right, I don't know. He may be trying to pull some wool over your eyes there, bro. I don't know about that.
He's good at that. He's really good at that.
He's full of shit sometimes. Hey, man, and that's, love. Heart to heart, brother. Leo Prime, hey, man, what's up? It's good to see you in the chat here, along with JP and Cryptic. JP's been a good boy. We like that. Let's see. All right, moving on. What about sci-fi, drama? What about what's your favorite movie?
See, my favorite movie used to be. I used to really like Sean Connery in Finding Forrester, just because I thought the idea of literature and how to write and stuff, and the way he acted in that, I thought was really, really interesting. I suppose if I look back at it now, it's actually a little woke for its time, which makes me sad. Because they focus on the fact that he was a black kid.
Yeah.
And he's supposed to be stupid because he's a black kid. But he wasn't stupid, but he went to an all-white school, and I didn't pick up on it then, but now that I'm in the political sphere, if I look back at my favorite movie, I go, oh, actually, ooh.
When did it come out?
Ooh.
You remember?
It came out, gotta be around the 2000s.
Yeah, because I don't think the woke shit really started until about 8 or 9 years ago, right? But before that, it's really interesting because I've talked to a lot of people about this, but racial relations. I remember when they forced the public schools where I was living to bus black kids over to the school that we were going to, right? And they were busing white kids from different grades over, to the other side of town. And it seemed like to me through the late 70s into the 80s and stuff, and especially into the 90s, it seemed like things were getting better and better and better. We were seeing positive, results from affirmative action, and then somewhere between there and here, even 9/11, and we were a very unified country back then. And then it's 2021, and Brian Stelter talks about two Americas and stuff. So sorry, I went on a little tangent there, but
oh, that's okay, because it's true. What I find the most interesting about America is I'm a fan. So I love the founding fathers. I love the Constitution. I love everything that it was created, why it was created, what the experiment means for people, and the definition of freedom versus liberty. I've always been fascinated by people that get confused of the two.
Nice.
And so 9/11, it's like everybody didn't matter. They could unify. It's like you have that moment where there's a crisis and people stood and unified and said, I'm American.
Right.
And now it's like with this COVID thing, you see all these deaths everywhere and nobody can just stand and together and say, I'm American. Now it's like 2 countries plus a pandemic equals. I'm like, is this the end of the social experiment?
That's a good question, because it is highly politicized, and news came out this week that several doctors refused to get behind the Wuhan lab theory because they were afraid of being associated with Trump for purely political reasons, in other words. So,
yeah.
And that kind of exposes and brings new questions to the table about politics and the science community. Climate change. I'm talking to you.
Yep. And I mean, to science is now politicized. And what I think is very interesting is you have these skeptics that come out and you go, okay, how many questions need to be answered before you're satisfied with the answer? And you can look at all the skeptics and all the conspiracy nutbags and ask them that question. And then you can look at how science is getting politicized and where they're getting funding. And if their competition is not the ones that are also getting the same result, then are we really using science the way the scientific method is supposed to work? And hi, Trippy.
Definitely, the scientific method was designed, right, to be inquisitive, to doubt, to be skeptical, right? Even when you get a positive answer that confirms your theory, you have to retest and retest and retest and other people have to be able to get the same results when they do the same test you did, right? That's kind of how scientific method, that's how you back theories up. Now it's scary. It's scary as to the lengths these people are going because of political stuff. I mean, come on, y'all. Trump wasn't that fucking bad.
No, he wasn't.
And
the problem is that scientists are turning into bureaucrats.
Well,
I was listening, and you have to take this guy with a grain of salt, but I was listening to Neil deGrasse Tyson in an interview lately where he said, sometimes you want the answer so bad that you'll cherry pick some of your results just to get it, and you'll spend all of your money just to chase that dream, to get that answer that you want. And he said, and that's why if your competition isn't getting the same results, you need to ask yourself, is my biases stopping me from getting the correct answer?
Exactly. And that confirmation bias is the huge factor in what's I think is going on now. Because that's what the literally, I think people were looking for the answers that they wanted to find. And of course, you know, the WHO and shit, they were finding answers that China wanted them to find. You know what I'm saying? So
well, even Fauci was a bureaucrat. We should have known better than to put all of our trust in a bureaucrat.
In a career Democrat, I mean a bureaucrat that you know makes more, you know, earns more money. The top paid official in the U.S. government, more than
I think
almost double what the
Trump
president
found
gets.
that out too late. Because I noticed that Trump's judgment, when he is judging a character, he never judges it on what everybody else says. He wants to always find out from his own experience who that person is. And I think with Fauci, he found out a little bit too late that Fauci was not, you know, dribbling down the same team as he is.
Right.
And by the time he figured that out, I think it was too late for him. Which I think he actually did that with a lot of characters. There was a lot of people in his administration that he didn't quite find out that they were, you know, not really the best actors until it was too late, and he had already kind of put his full trust into them.
Indeed. Mm.
I found that was one of his biggest faults.
Sorry about that.
Was his? Oh, no worries.
Yeah, I'm trying to do sign language to Uzi. I ran out of Dr. Pepper, and I have to live on it.
Okay, Dr. Pepper is pretty great.
It is good shit, isn't it, man?
Yes, it is.
Dr. Pepper is preferably. Okay. All right. So, all right, I'm going to move on with my. What about anime series? Are you a fan of any of the? Seems like everybody I know your age has got like, you know, knowledge on anime. So.
I'm not a big anime person, but my little brother was watching one, and I kind of got into it just because I was laying on the couch and I didn't want to move. So for the next several hours, I just watched it anyways. And that was the 7 Deadly Sins. But I'm not quite a weeb because that's the only one I know. The other, quote, anime isn't really anime. It's actually American by Rooster Teeth, and that would be Ruby.
Oh, yeah? I've never heard of that. I haven't heard of that.
I love Ruby.
It sounds good.
But lucky for us, it's American, so, well.
Mr. Misanthropic says that it's all lies, that you're a huge weeb.
Sir, there will be no sex when we meet. I swear to God, if you don't stop lying right now.
Dude, she's holding it over your head now. You fucked up. Just saying. All right, so this is kind of all right. So we shift gears again. Do you have like scars or tattoos or piercings?
No. I mean, scars, yes, I have my C-section scar because when my twins were born, my water broke at 24 weeks gestation, which is way too darn early. Mm-hmm. And the placenta fell out, which means one of my twins wasn't breathing. So they were wheeling me into the operating room, and I screamed at the doctor, start cutting now. And they obliged. So I have a scar from squirming as they were cutting me open before the anesthesia kicked in.
So are you, both twins lived?
No. One lived, one passed 3 months later.
Right. So you've got two kids, 2 boys,
well,
2 girls,
technically
boy, girl?
One, because the one that lived was a girl, the one that died was a boy, and I had to put her up for adoption because I was blind, and she has a trach, and if I screwed that up, she'd be dead. So adoption it was. She has a trach and she's a G-tube.
That's sad. That's sad. Do you ever have any contact with her? Or?
Yes, all the time.
Good.
Me and her adoptive mom are like besties.
That's good. That's good. I think that's a healthy way to do stuff. I don't know. I'm kind of both ways on adoption. It's like my wife was adopted and she was not interested in pursuing a birth family, and to each his own, I say. So all right, so no tats and no piercings. You don't have a barbell through your eyebrow?
Nope. I did have my ears pierced, but they grew in. I don't have any piercings and no tats. I'm sure Mr. Misanthropic will fix that.
What color's your hair right now?
Blue black. I tried to dye it blue and I screwed it up, so I had to dye it black.
Well, that's kind of cool though. If you get it black and it's got like, when the light hits it right, you got little blue or purple highlights. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Looking. I dig that. All right. So, this is when, all right. So I started asking you about like, let's see. You know what? All right. We're going to pull up we're going to pull one from the internet. All right. Well, are you superstitious?
No, not necessarily. I think most of it is bunk, but I'm open to the idea of experimenting because I'm a native. And my tribe's the Mohawk tribe, and they are super superstitious. So, for example, they believe that if your hair falls to the wind and a raven makes a nest out of it, that you will die.
Damn.
They believe that you have to put holes in the first moccasins of your baby, otherwise your baby's soul will not return to its body and they will die.
Wow.
And I'm just like, really?
That's interesting though. It's like you were just. I'm one of those people where like I want to know how that came about, right? I always that kind of stuff always kind of fascinates me. And I want to know more about that. All right, so what's the most spontaneous thing you've ever done?
Spontaneous thing. I dated Mr. Misanthropic.
Nice. All right. All right, so which real animal would you ride given the chance?
Wait. Is this a sexual ride or just a ride?
No. It's a ride. This is a. Remember, I'm friendly. I'm not going to sexually harass you in front of my wife here. You know what I'm saying?
Well, then I have absolutely no idea. All of them.
Okay.
There we go. All of them.
What reality TV show would you want to go on if you could?
None of them.
What's your favorite smell?
Orchids.
Nice. Oh, they're pretty. That's a great smell. If you were to visit another country for a month, where would you go and why for a month?
America.
And why?
Because I love it. I love everything America stands for. I love the founding. I love all the historical documents. I love everything about America. Literally everything about America. I also want to be a blind girl that knows how to shoot a gun.
There you go. So
I will eat you. Get in the house or I will eat you.
All right, so I don't know if you're familiar with the raining monkey thing, but I literally just pulled up this question. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Yes.
And is cereal soup?
Oh my God. No. You see, a hot dog can be a sandwich just because 2 slices of bread, but cereal is not hot. And I think that cold soup is like heresy.
Yeah, vichyssoise or what is it, borscht? Both of those are cold. I don't know, man. Beet soup, cold.
Oh,
sounds like a winter to me.
No. Oh. Although I might not be a winner because seeing as I'm Canadian, I like pineapple on my pizza.
All right, so hold that thought. All right, so when you were a little kid, what did you want to be when you grew up?
Well, first it was a princess, then it was a mom.
And now you're a princess mom.
Yeah, I used to wear dresses all the time. To school, everywhere, I would always wear dresses or skirts that would twirl. Because I loved how when you spun around, they would just twirl and you'd feel like a princess.
Nice.
And then it was mom. I wanted like 50 kids and 50,000 grandkids and whatever else. I just wanted to be surrounded by children. So watch out, Eminem.
Eminem's Mr. Misanthropic. I figured that out. Hey,
Yeah.
I'm sharp. I'm sharpened on my feet. All right. All right. In 40 years, what do you think people will be nostalgic for?
Space. I think we'll be nostalgic for just space, to be able to move, because I feel like the world is trying to get smaller. And at some point, we're just going to get everything so compact that someday someone's going to be like, you know what? Having space.
Pumpkin Trucker's right, because Spacho is soup too. Yeah, so yes, space. I see exactly what you mean by that. All right, what is the most useless talent you have?
The most useless talent I have. Crap. I have the ability to freak Peter Almond out because I can talk to him like I'm a cute little girl, and I'll be like, "Hey, Daddy, you want to come play with me?"
Man,
that would be it.
Yeah, I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole, dude. I'm just saying. So if you could know the absolute and total truth to one question, what would it be?
Was there life on Mars?
That's a good question. I'm watching this stupid French TV series where it's like we spent the whole first season like these people going to Mars, and they found out that what it was Mars. The people left Mars and went to Earth. So
yes, that's the theory, isn't it?
Yeah, that's one of the theories. Is that we are a resettled planet. Because but yeah, the French show actually, what I said stupid. It's actually not bad.
Is it a real French documentary or a Canadian French?
It's not a documentary. It's a series. It's on.
Okay,
it's on Shudder, and I cannot remember the name of it to save my life right now. I bet somebody knows it, and we'll put it in the chat. All right.
Oh my God, this town and their little dogs. Why?
Well, all right, so what is your favorite sport to play or watch?
Hockey.
Hockey, right? What kind of phone was your first cell phone?
BlackBerry.
What's your favorite outdoor activity?
Laying in the sun like the princess that I am.
Yeah. Are you that snobby though that if they put a pea under your mattress, you'd feel it?
Yes.
Are you? Oh, you are one of those kind of princesses. Ooh, special. All right, so have you ever won a contest?
No. I am a jinx. I'm the most unlucky person you will ever meet. I have never won a thing in my life.
All right, what's a food that you'd really like to try, but you haven't tried yet?
I think a star fruit, just because it sounds cool.
Star fruit, yeah. It's nice, got a nice tangy taste to it. What's something everyone likes that you don't like?
Pizza.
And what's your favorite karaoke song?
That band that I can't... You know, don't make me sing it. There's this song. It's What's Going On. Trucker was listening to it this morning. Trucker, who does that song?
What's going on?
Yeah. You know.
Oh, what's going on? Yeah, Four Non Blondes. Yeah,
there we go.
Four Non Blondes. Yes. No, they're a great band. Hey, Trovo, little Trovo's lit, man. Genty Pub Jim. That's right. Hey, Genty. Oh, damn, man. Give me a mod, Prostate. Give me a mod. I don't know how to do that over there, man. I'm just like, you're the first Trovo. Like, oh my God. This is a ding. We have a miracle. Somebody on Trovo is watching us.
No, we can just switch. I'll go to the south. You can come up here. You know, getting lit up here, it's illegal. So you can have up to 4 plants right in your yard.
That's crazy, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes. So my grandmother has 4 plants right now.
Grandpa likes to smoke, or do you like the edibles?
Neither. Some guy went to go read the hydrometer, and I guess he had seeds in his pocket and fell into my grandmother's flower. She calls it the wacky tobacco.
Wacky tobacco. Yeah. That's the old school. All right, so let's see. All right, what is your spirit animal?
A cat. I'm a crazy cat lady.
All right, what would you do with an extra $500 that you could only spend on yourself? What would you do with it?
Oh crap! I can only spend on myself. Oh shit. Probably buy myself a video card for my computer.
Fair enough. I think that I would answer the same question the same way. Let's see. All right. Do you have any strange or interesting collections? Any collections at all? You think you collect?
I collect rocks.
Nice.
I don't know why. I like the feel of them in my hand, and so I have like a bunch of weird, strange rocks. I have a girl from Australia that brings me over her Australian rock treasures, and I put them in a little box.
Nice. Yeah, like lava rocks would feel different than river stone. You know. Different tactile experiences. Nice.
I used to have this big rock of obsidian, and it was in my living room, and I'm like, how cool is it that used to be lava? Yes, that's right. That's cool.
It is cool. Hey, you're right, man. It is cool. It is definitely cool. All right. If you could go back in time and spend a week with anyone, who would it be and why? I gotta think about this because I've never met anybody really cool. You know what? Doug Stanhope. I'd hang out with Doug Stanhope just because he's cool. That's a very unique answer. Go ahead.
Well, my brother took me to his show, and after the show, I went to light my cigarette, and I didn't have a freaking lighter, and Doug Stanhope just flicked, and my brother's poking me. He's like, blind girl. I'm like, what? He's like, that's Doug Stanhope. And I'm like, oh, for God's sakes. And I looked at Doug, and I'm like, my brother is your biggest fan. And he's like, oh, really? And they both stood there awkwardly, and they go, hey. And they just, I swear to God, he's autistic or something. Because they were both just as awkward as each other. And I'm like, oh, my God. What am I gonna, you know what, that's fine. And I'm like, by the way, Mr. Stanhope, he's like, what? I'm like, just because you lit my fag doesn't mean I'm gonna sleep with you. Just so you know. And he's like, what makes me think I would want to sleep with you? And I'm like, vagina, penis. You dig?
Oh man. All right, this is the point in the show where I pull out the James Lipton questions. James Lipton did a show in the U.S. called Inside the Actors Studio, and he would actually do a 2 or 3 hour long, in-depth interview with famous actors. What he did was he taught at a university film school and acting school, right? And he would have his students in the audience. But he would always ask everybody, and he was a great interviewer, and he's a big influence on me on why I do this. He would always ask him these 10 questions, right? And he got those from this French author, this guy named Pivot, but that's another story. But James Lipton died when the COOF shit started, but he didn't die from the COOF. So I decided to honor him with these questions. And it always starts, there's the same 10 questions I ask you that I've asked everybody since I started doing this. And the first one is, what is your favorite word?
Wait, what is my what?
Your favorite word.
Oh, my favorite word. Loafer. Because it's just funny.
Nice. Dude. I'm not going to say what's in my brain. All right. So what's your least favorite word?
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Because I hate that song, and I can never say that damn word.
What turns you on creatively, spiritually, or emotionally?
Creative sounds. Whenever you can find like this weird, hollow, like almost like foggy sound on a guitar, and you can just let that note ring for a minute, and you can just feel the little hairs on the back of your neck go. There's nothing better than that.
Cool. All right, so what turns you off?
Grown men screaming like little girls.
What's your favorite curse word?
Fuck.
What's your what sound or noise do you love?
I guess I really like my son's stim tick, so he'll go, and that means he's happy. And so if I can sit there and I can hear him like just squealing happily, watching his tablet for the next hour, that's my happy place.
Nice. What sound or noise do you hate?
Really irritating cars that need mufflers.
All right. And, what profession other than your own would you like to attempt, or what profession would you like to attempt? Because it sounds interesting to you.
I would love to be an ABA specialist or an autism specialist, just because the idea that your brain can be wired a certain way where you can just see the world in such a different way that doesn't come naturally to anybody, and to be able to figure that out, it's like in a Rubik's Cube of amazing. So I would love to do that, because I think I would wake up every day and learn something different.
You know, it's interesting because some people are positing that that's the neuroatypical people are the next step in evolution, or because of the emotional component to it, or lack of being able to just being more cognitive.
Yeah, I vehemently disagree on two fronts. One, if it was any kind of evolution, it's one not in the right direction. Because only a small percentage of autism means super intelligent or super anything good. A lot of autism is just painstaking 10 times longer to learn something as simple as using a fork. And despite what people think about autistics, they may look oblivious, but they actually have probably an ocean more empathy than a neurotypical ever would.
Indeed. That's a great answer. All right, so What profession would you not like to do?
I would not like to be a mechanic because I feel like the beauty of cars would suddenly turn into fuck this car.
Oh man. All right, so let's see. And all right, so finally, if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say to you when you enter the pearly gates?
Your son is here, and he knows your name.
Oh, cool. Good answers. I like the way you roll on that. Good stuff. All right, so what's the most useless talent you have?
Oh, once again, making Peter cringe every time I can look at him and go, Daddy, will you come play?
Yeah, I kind of asked that earlier, didn't I?
I can see you in your window. I love doing that to him.
Really?
Anybody else that got cringed out by that, don't tell me because I'll do it again.
Hey, Rennie J, thanks for the sub. All right, and all right, I'm gonna.
Oh, raspberry.
You are blue now, like everyone else.
Rennie J is Raz. She is my New Yorker, and after the fire, she sent me all these New Yorker clothes, and now I feel like I'm dressed for awesome.
Yeah, you want to talk about that for a little bit, real quick? You touch on you had a fire at your apartment and you lost your 2 cats.
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, the government likes to take people that have a disability and go, we'll give you a free housekeeper with this company that's supposed to be good with disabilities and stuff. Mm-hmm. But really, this company likes to hire fresh off the boat, we don't speak English immigrants, which normally I wouldn't care unless, say, they put a plastic kettle on my stove and don't tell me. Yeah, so Mank Pete, I was on his stream just chilling, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to make myself some drumsticks. And I accidentally turned the stove on instead of the oven. And about a minute later, the smoke detector is going off. And I'm thinking, oh, it's going off because the oven's on. Of course it is, because mine likes to go off for whatever reason. And I go into the kitchen, and I feel the heat. And I went, oh, God, there's a fire. And then I call 911, so I get cut off of his stream. And I run out, and I pull the fire alarm. And then that realization, wait a minute. Chloe and Jemima, which Jemima is my kitten of color, so she's named after the pancakes. I'm like, my 2 cats are in there. And I'm on the phone with the operator. Oh, it's fine. I'm on the phone with the operator, and I'm like, oh my God, my cats. And she goes, do not go back into that apartment. And I just dropped my cell phone, and I went to the fire extinguisher in the hallway, and I couldn't find the damn latch, so I broke it with my cane. And I grabbed the fire extinguisher, and I ran face first right back into my apartment. And I collapsed in the hallway. My superintendent saw me stupidly do it and pulled me up on my feet.
I was lucky. Man, you're lucky your kid wasn't there.
Yes.
All right, so chat, this is the time where you queue up your questions, as we say. And so make sure you put multiple question marks before and after, or if you want to make a statement, do so, but let me know with the exclamation points, okay? Multiple, so we'll know what's what. Elwin says, blind girl, you're a superhero. Madness
I love
says,
you, Elwin.
Madness says, I love pancakes. Madness is going to ask, and we're going to ask you this anyway. All right, so are you a fan of Barbara Horvat, also known as Barbara for You to See, Barbara 2.0, Barbara LKR? You know what I'm talking about?
Actually, I have no idea who you're talking about, so I'm just going to say no, because I need to know them to be a fan.
Indeed. She's a YouTuber, but he always asks about her. I
try to stay out of the drama sphere.
Well, she's not really a drama person. She's more of a comedy that kind of got stuck commenting on shit like Riley Dennis and stuff like that.
Oh God.
Yeah, and she was Chris Raygun's girlfriend before.
Really?
Yeah, before Lacey Green. So.
Interesting.
Yes, you can. Yes. And all right, so who would you say? We're back, kind of at talking about YouTube and stuff. Bob, let's see. Question: do you like Piers Anthony?
He's okay.
All right, blind girl, you are awesome. That's a statement.
Oh, thank you. Mwah.
Are you willing to take a test again live on air? Pumpkin Trucker asks.
No.
What test? I'm
Okay.
interested.
They got me to do the very vanilla BDSM test, and the whole time I blushed and hid my house coat and went, "Oh God, why?" Because I'm very prude, vanilla, and they all love to try to corrupt me. Big Dro.
Nice. Let's see. Where are we? Are you able to tell if someone's autistic?
Yes, usually.
Check your logic.
I can't definitively say, but I can raise my suspicions of you sound like someone with autism.
How dare you steal my question, IRATE prostate? If she wants, I'll give her Barbara's channels if she wants. That's a statement, not a question, though. But hey, it is. What I understand. What is Blind Girl's least favorite NHL team? Big Dro wants to know.
Toronto Maple Leafs.
The Maple Leafs.
Screw the Maple Leafs. No. You know what? I was so happy when the Habs knocked them out. I was like, I don't care if they're French. Go Habs, go.
So who are you a fan of? Who's your team?
Ottawa Senators.
All right, the Senators.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Although that team's owner needs to seriously sit on a cactus and spin, but
See, I don't know about any of that stuff. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I wish I did, because I kind of like watching hockey. Next 6 Minutes is a big hockey fan. If you didn't know that. All right. So who do you say is a criminally undersubscribed YouTuber in this corner of YouTube's? Who would you like to promote? Whose channel?
I would say Mank Pete. Just because he puts so much love and so much effort into everything he does. It's truly amazing just how much time and energy he puts into his channel. And so, yeah, I think he's severely underpromoted because he doesn't shill himself all over the place, because he's not like that. So, Mank Pete, seriously, he is a really good YouTuber. He does video games. He's really funny. He's really creative. He's he's sort of original. He's also a Brit, so make fun of his accent and call him posh. Yes, Peter Almond, but he switched his channel to Mank Pete.
Got you. Mank Pete. Got you. All right, and let's see. What about a YouTuber you think is just way overhyped and you don't get it?
Armored Skeptic.
That's funny, because that's the one that kind of pulled you into YouTube.
Yeah, and I'm actually embarrassed that I used to like his channel, because now that I've kind of evolved into my understanding of politics and philosophy, specifically with Nietzsche and Dostoevsky, he is severely a dumbass.
Oh, indeed. Let's see. If you could save the world, what? Hold on a second. If she could save the world, but for that she have to do some unspeakable act, and everyone would know you have done it, what would you do to save the planet?
Unspeakable act?
No,
never. I wouldn't even.
Hey, what's your favorite flavor? Oh, go ahead, please.
Well, because the philosophy would be, you can't cure racism with racism, right? You can't do two wrongs to make a right. So if I had to do something truly unspeakable to do something good, it wouldn't be something good anymore.
It's like, remember, two wrongs don't make a right, but three lefts do. If you think about it, make three left turns. Anyway, Becca wants to know, what's your favorite flavor of ice cream?
Vanilla.
Would it hurt to sit on a cactus and spin? Big Dro.
Yes.
I think it would too.
Yes, it would.
Goat Man wants to know, okay, here we go. What is your favorite color? What is the purpose of your quest? What is the airspeed velocity of unladen swallow?
I have no idea. All I know is blue. The rest of that just went, no.
Let's see. What do you think of bread tube?
Indifferent.
Yeah, let's see. All right, so next question I'll ask you for my group of questions. So what do you have anything new content wise in the works that you want to promote? What do you got coming up?
What do I got coming up? I'm usually just doing my live streams, but I've been slowly but surely working on an autism channel. So about kind of just easy to do things to help the parent who just got a diagnosis, because every parent that just gets a diagnosis goes, what do I do now? And they're always on wait lists. So I thought I'd make a channel to help bring kind of a little bit of intellectual inspiration to the what do I do now question.
Cool. And all right, so and before I'm at the end of my questions actually. Let's see if we got any. Boom, 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 boom. What would you do if you woke up with a sausage between your legs instead of a clam? Madness.
I would jerk off on absolutely everything. I would mark my territory all over the damn city, including elderly people, probably small puppies and kittens everywhere. I would just stand on a bridge and just jerk it and just mark cars.
You'd just be a bukkake machine, sounds like to me.
Exactly.
What would you do? What would be your superpower if you could choose?
To make everybody in the world blind.
Oh, wow.
Just for one day.
Say something that Harley Quinn would say in her voice.
I hit things and put my hair on pigtails.
Nice. All right. Was it Mr. J? Where will there be blind trucking this week? Big Dro wants to know.
Yeah. Yes, there will be. Last week I had a few issues, but it should be cleared up and we should have a show again tomorrow night, and it'll be awesome because Joe Biden's G6 bloopers and Joe Biden versus the teleprompter should be fun. Indeed.
All right, so Green Hunter the Mighty, I think we know Green. Blind girl, you got any grapes?
Fuck off, Green.
All right. So my final question for you is, all right. So before we part, it's a tradition to chill your channel and for a final word with the chat of the people watching. And you know what? Yeah. All right. So I've got your link to your channel in the description. I couldn't remember if I put it there or not, but I usually am good about that shit. So click on it. youtube.com/c/blindgirl, capital B, capital G, no spaces, and sign up to this lady's channel. That's the whole point of this thing is to meet new people and to it's kind of like paying it forward, backwards, and sideways. It's we can all get along on this here platform, and we
I
can,
agree.
well, and we can be happy and excel. So that's my take for the day. So have you got a final word for the chat before we scoot and get out of here?
Honestly, thanks for listening. And I didn't bring up anything negative, and anybody that feels anything negative, I will tell you right now, the slate has been wiped clean. So just say hi.
Fantastic. All right. I kind of like that. Sometimes you just got to forget, and let live and let live. That's what I say.
Agreed.
Indeed. So say goodbye, and we're out.
All right.